Somewhere in California, right now, a case file sits in a drawer. It has been there since 1969. Inside are photographs of 5 murder victims, 4 encrypted messages, 21 taunting letters sent directly to newspapers and police, fingerprints, a partial palm print, a DNA profile, and 0 confirmed suspects. The man who did this was never caught. He was never identified. He may have killed as many as 37 people. And before he disappeared, he sent a message, encoded, hidden inside a cipher so complex that it took 51 years, 3 cryptographers on 3 different continents, and a supercomputer to finally crack it. When they finally read what it said, it gave them nothing. He had won. This is the story of the Zodiac Killer, the most famous unsolved murder case in American history. And it is far stranger and far darker than you have been told. December 20th, 1968, Lake Herman Road, Benicia, California. It is a Friday night, 2 weeks before Christmas. 17-year-old David Faraday and his 16-year-old girlfriend Betty Lou Jensen have parked at a known lover's lane just off the road. It is their first date. At approximately 11 p.m., someone approaches the car. David is shot once in the head. Betty Lou runs. She is shot 5 times in the back before she reaches the road. Both are dead within minutes. The killer leaves no footprints, no shell casings, no witnesses. He simply disappears into the night. Investigators find nothing. No motive, no suspect, no leads. Just 2 teenagers who went on a date and never came home. The case goes cold almost immediately. Nobody knows yet that this is only the beginning. July 31st, 1969. Editors at 3 separate newspapers, the San Francisco Examiner, the San Francisco Chronicle, and the Vallejo Times-Herald, each receive an identical letter. No return address, postmarked from the same city, each containing 1/3 of an encrypting cipher, and a demand. Print the cipher on the front page within 8 days, or I will kill again. The letters claimed responsibility for the Lake Herman Road murders. They included details that had never been released to the public. Details only the killer could know. And then they signed off with a symbol. A circle with a cross inside it. The symbol of the Zodiac. The newspapers published the cipher. A week later, another letter arrived. This one began, "Dear Editor, I am the Zodiac." He had named himself. He had stepped out of the dark and introduced himself to the world. And he was just getting started. July 4th, 1969, less than a month after his first letters. Independence Day. Fireworks in the distance. Mike Majow, 19 years old, and Darlene Farron, 22 years old, are parked at Blue Rock Sparks Park in Vallejo. A car pulls up alongside them, pauses, drives away. Then it comes back. A man approaches the passenger window with a flashlight. He fires. Darlene Farron is hit 4 times in the back before she reaches the road. Both are dead within minutes. The killer leaves no footprints, no shell casings, no witnesses. He simply disappears into the night. A calm male voice says, "I want to report a murder. No, a double murder. If you will go 1 mile east on Columbus Parkway to a public park, you will find the kids in a brown car. They were shot with a 9mm Luger. I also killed those kids last year. The line goes dead. Police trace the call. It came from a payphone 4 blocks from the Vallejo police station. He wanted them to know that he was untouchable. September 27, 1969. Lake Berryessa, Napa County. A Saturday afternoon, still and warm. 20-year-old Brian Hartnell and 22-year-old Cecilia Shepard are a young couple enjoying the afternoon by the water. They notice a man watching them from a distance. He disappears into the trees. Then, he comes back. He is wearing a hood, black cloth, cut with eye holes. On his chest, a white circle with a cross inside it, the symbol of the Zodiac. He has a gun and a knife. He ties them both up. He tells them he needs money and their car to escape to Mexico. Brian Hartnell believes him. He thinks this is a robbery. It is not. The Zodiac puts the gun away. He picks up the knife. He stabs Brian Hartnell 6 times in the back. He stabs Cecilia Shepard 10 times, 5 in the front, 5 in the back. Then, he walks to Brian's car door and writes 3 things in black marker. The dates of his previous attacks, and today's date. He signs it with the Zodiac symbol. Then, he walks away. He calls the police himself again from a payphone in Napa. He leaves the receiver hanging. Investigators lift a wet palm print from the phone. They will never find a match. Cecilia Shepard dies 2 days later from her wounds. Brian Hartnell survives. He will later say the Zodiac seemed completely calm throughout, like he had done this many times.
October 11th, 1969. San Francisco. Paul Stine, 29 years old, is driving a yellow cab. He is a doctoral student working nights to fund his education. He picks up a fare headed for Presidio Heights. At the intersection of Washington and Cherry Streets, the passenger shoots Paul Stine once in the head with a 9mm pistol. He takes Paul's wallet. He tears a piece from Paul's shirt. He wipes down the cab with that piece of shirt. Then he walks away. 3 teenagers watching from a window across the street see a white male adult calmly walking away from the scene. They call the police. 2 officers in a patrol car see a man matching the description half a block from the crime scene. They wave him down, ask if he has seen anything suspicious. He tells them he just saw a man running east. The officers drive east to investigate. The man who spoke to those officers was the Zodiac Killer. He watched them drive away, and then he kept walking. Paul Stine is the last confirmed Zodiac victim. He leaves behind a wife and a brother who challenges the Zodiac publicly in a newspaper, releasing his own name, address, and work schedule, daring him to come. The Zodiac never responds. He is already done killing, but he is not done talking. Between 1969 and 1974, the Zodiac sends 21 letters to Bay Area newspapers. Some include evidence only the killer could have. A swatch of Paul Stine's bloody shirt. Details of crimes not yet reported. Some include threats. He promises to blow up a school bus, to pick off children as they come bouncing out. The attack never happens, but every school district in Northern California lives in terror for months. Some letters include ciphers, 4 in total. Encoded messages sent to newspapers as puzzles. He claims his real name is hidden inside them. The first cipher, Z408, is cracked within a week by a school teacher and his wife. It reads, "I like killing people because it is so much fun. It is more fun than killing wild game in the forest because man is the most dangerous animal of all. To kill something gives me the most thrilling experience. It is even better than getting your rocks off with a girl. The best part of it is that when I die, I will be reborn in paradise, and all the slaves I have killed will become my slaves." No name, no identity, just a window into something that barely qualifies as human. The second cipher, Z340, is a different matter entirely. 340 characters, 63 different symbols, some letters represented by multiple symbols, the words scrambled, the rows reordered. It defeats every codebreaker who attempts it, for months, then years, then decades. The FBI works on it, professional cryptographers work on it, universities dedicate resources to it. 51 years pass. Then, in December 2020, 3 men on 3 different continents finally crack it. David Oranchak, a software developer in Virginia. Sam Blake, a mathematician in Australia. Jarl van Eyck, a warehouse worker and cipher specialist in Belgium. Using custom-built software and computational mathematics, they break the Z340. The FBI verifies their solution. The message reads, "I hope you are having lots of fun in trying to catch me. That wasn't me on the TV show. I am not afraid of the gas chamber because it will send me to paradise all the sooner, because I now have enough slaves to work for me, where everyone else has nothing when they reach paradise, so they are afraid of death. I am not afraid because I know that my new life will be an easy one in paradise." No name, no location, no identity. Just more taunting, more contempt, more proof that he believed, genuinely believed, that he was winning. 2 of the 4 ciphers remain unsolved to this day. Whatever is inside them has been waiting for over 50 years, and nobody knows if they hold his name or just more silence. From the beginning, investigators had suspects. Hundreds of them, over 2,500 people were formally investigated. But one name kept surfacing above all others: Arthur Leigh Allen. A former elementary school teacher from Vallejo, California, a convicted sex offender, and the only suspect ever publicly named by the San Francisco Police Department. The case against Allen is striking. He owned a Zodiac brand watch featuring the same circle and cross symbol the killer used as his signature. He wrote with his right hand but was functionally ambidextrous, consistent with the killer's handwriting patterns. Multiple friends independently reported that before the killings began, Allen had talked about wanting to hunt humans and about calling himself the Zodiac. He owned the same brand of ammunition used at the Lake Herman Road murders. He had the same shoe size as footprints found at crime scenes. Don Chaney told investigators that in a conversation in 1968, before the first Zodiac letter was ever sent, Allen had described a plan: to kill people at night, to call himself the Zodiac, to taunt police with cryptic letters. Word for word, before it all happened. And yet, when investigators finally obtained a DNA sample from Allen and compared it to the DNA extracted from the Zodiac letters, it did not match. When handwriting experts analyzed Allen's writing against the Zodiac letters, they concluded he was not the author. Arthur Leigh Allen died in 1992 from kidney failure, never charged, never convicted. The SFPD and FBI both maintain that he was the strongest suspect. Neither agency has ever officially closed the case. If Allen was the Zodiac, whose DNA is on those letters? If Allen was not the Zodiac, then who described the entire plan before it happened? The questions have no answers. They never have. He was not a ghost. He was not careful. He left evidence at almost every scene. Fingerprints, a palm print, DNA from envelopes he licked, physical descriptions from witnesses, a partial tire track, boot prints, shell casings, a piece of bloody shirt he cut himself. He called the police, twice, from phones near the crime scenes. They told them what he had done. They described his weapons. They told them to find his victims. He wrote them 21 letters. He sent them his DNA on every envelope. And they still couldn't catch him. Because in 1969, there was no DNA database, no computerized fingerprint matching, no digital records, no mobile phones. He was hiding in the open, in plain sight, in a world that did not yet have the tools to find him. When modern forensic technology finally arrived, the trail was cold. Witnesses were dead. Evidence was degraded. The world had moved on. In 2004, the SFPD formally marked the case inactive. In 2007, they reopened it. As of today, the case remains open in multiple California jurisdictions. The Zodiac Killer has never been charged with a single crime. 2 of the Zodiac's 4 ciphers have been solved. 2 remain completely uncracked. The Z13 contains 13 characters and begins with the phrase, "My name is." Let that settle for a moment. The Zodiac Killer sent a cipher that begins with the words, "My name is," and after 56 years, nobody has been able to read the rest. The Z32 contains 32 characters. Researchers believe it may contain coordinates, possibly the location of a crime scene never discovered, or a name, or a confession. Nobody knows. The Z13 and Z32 have defeated every attempt at decryption. Every computer, every mathematician, every codebreaker. Somewhere inside those 45 characters, the Zodiac Killer may have written his own name, and nobody has been able to read it. His last letter arrived at the San Francisco Chronicle in January 1974. After that, silence. No more murders, no more letters, no more ciphers. He simply stopped. Whether he died, whether he was imprisoned for another crime, whether he was living quietly among ordinary people who had no idea what he had done, nobody knows. He won, and he knew he had won. The last decoded cipher said as much. "I hope you are having lots of fun trying to catch me." They never did. 5 confirmed victims, 2 survivors, 21 letters, 4 ciphers, 37 murders claimed, 2,500 suspects investigated, 1 case that remains open after 56 years. The Zodiac Killer is not a ghost story. He was a real man who drove real roads, lived in a real community, and looked people in the eye every day of his life. Someone knew him. Someone may still know. The Z13 cipher, the one that starts with "My name is still waiting." Whoever he was, wherever he is, he left 45 characters that may spell out everything. And somewhere right now, a codebreaker is still trying to read them. This has been the Cold Files. The case stays open. If you enjoyed this documentary, don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow the Cold Files for more cases like this.